think all restaurants and hospitality businesses have to have online reservations. It's the way that the industry is. People go onto websites and make bookings, and it has to be simple for the customer to do. The main benefit to the business is that formerly when people would call a restaurant or walk in to make a reservation, you find that the vast majority will now be doing that online because everybody's walking around with their phones and making bookings that way. You'll often find as well that people will be making last minute bookings, and they will always be done through a website. So you've got to have a decent website, and you have to have a good system that's going to capture those bookings and keep that customer for you. So an online reservation system will make things so much easier for the actual business themselves, whereas once everything was pen and paper, now things can be done in one simple system with a very easy access to. You'll find that people who have been maybe a bit afraid of change because they've always wanted to use that old paper and pen adapt to these systems very, very quickly because they are so simple and designed to be user-friendly for the hospitality business. So I had a background in software sales, selling reservation systems to restaurants. I'd worked for Book a Table and Zonal. Ultimately, the dream was to open my own restaurant, which we did. And when I was actually working for a competitor, but chose to go with Access Collins because it was the best system out there. For us, it made our lives so much easier. It made managing everything from the reservations through to our meal types, staff management, so simple. And again, we could have multiple users on there, so both my wife and I would be using this together because we're a husband and wife team. And it really simplified the whole process. I can't imagine now how people ever did do things in just pen and paper when you have the system there at all times. I think any potential downsides to the system, you would have to see a return on investment with anything. So you would have to know that by having that system in place, how many bookings it's generating for you or how many bookings you might have missed that the system allowed you to capture. So it's going to cover the costs in that sense. I would say the only other downside would come down to the actual customer, and the system is only as good as the information you put into it, and obviously we can help you build that system and make sure the back end is perfect. But if people aren't using it effectively, then they're paying for software that's not beneficial to them. And I think it really is important that people know at the beginning, don't just sign it and go, do the bare minimum. Set it up properly and you will save yourself so much time down the lane. That's the only thing that I would see as a negative if people haven't set it up in the back end correctly. But when used efficiently and properly, it really is like an absolute game changer. You do find with Design My Night that a lot of customers will only want the marketing that comes with Design My Night, and obviously it's incredible marketing that they can get, but they almost don't consider taking on the system at the same time, whereas the price is relatively similar to actually incorporate the whole system as well. And I think my job as a salesperson, or when I'm actually consulting with these restaurants, is to show them the benefits of having both systems in place. I won't push them towards one or another, but I think sometimes people can be very quick to just want the marketing from Design My Night and then perhaps have it sent to their own website or own reservation system. Whereas our software is so good that I would always suggest that they should take these packages together. So that's always how I would kind of promote it and sell it. So if a customer was to take our full Collins system, they will have the back-end reservation software. The customers will be allowed to make reservations from their website. They will have the ability to sell tickets for any ticketed events. They could do vouchers. You can have a very, very simple, like I've mentioned already, a back-end user interface so they can monitor their bookings well. They would also get the marketing from Design My Night, which is incredible. And if you're in some of the major cities, obviously your Londons, Manchesters, I personally work with Brighton quite a lot. We're number one search on Google for so many areas. And I think what's really good is if a customer is new to the area and has gone and done a search for funky bar or somewhere to play shuffleboard or fondue, whatever it might be, they'll find the restaurant. The restaurant will get that booking straight through, and it was someone who perhaps hadn't even considered or even knew that that restaurant existed. Whereas that restaurant's regular customers will go straight to the restaurant's website and book that way, and you in the back end can see where the source of your bookings is coming from, who's booking where and when, and the back end reported. I mean, I could talk about that all day. It really is amazing.